I just got something from
What?
somebody.
Too late. Already done.
No, it's Ron.
What does Ron say?
Oh, good. He was working, but we were talking about a stroke patient that he had today.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, when you have a stroke, you have what's called a golden hour to get to the hospital. So they can hang a drip called TPU. It's a clot buster drip, which can undo the damage of a stroke. So if you have a friend who ever has one eye get bigger than the other, or one side of the face droop, or their language starts getting where it makes no sense, it's a stroke, dude. And the quicker you get them to the hospital, the better.
Yeah, mate. Yeah, that's well, it's good they can get onto that like that. Good to say hello to Bob Casey. How are you, Bob?
Big Bob. Oh, you know what? I got to get up the chat.
Yep, that's what I have just done here. I'll go to my other bloody browser because I can't get Top Chat or I don't want Top Chat. I want live chat. And the only way to do that is for me to use my bloody browser.
Right, and then I have to shrink it down, the chat, and then bring it into the StreamYard, whatever we're in. What's up, Bob?
See, Wirecast crashed, mate.
Yeah, clot in the lungs too. That's pulmonary embolism. You can, to a great point, you can undo those. DVT is the clot in the long vein of your legs, deep vein thrombosis. Don't try and catch me, Bob. I've been doing this for 30 years.
Tony's on. Tony. Morning, lads. Up early. Let me read that. I was up early, heading out to load up now. I'll catch the first hour of your show. Well, mate, I'm telling you now, it won't be much more than an hour. Probably be an hour and a half, and I've got to get out of here because I got to go to work too, Tony. But if you can come back and do my afternoon shift for me, mate, that'd be much appreciated. I'm actually going out, maybe, depending. I'll have a chat to him later. Might be going out for a fly tomorrow with Tony, so that'll be good, man. I charged my batteries up. I've been wanting to do a sunset for the last couple of nights, but the bloody clouds have been poo. It's been absolute crud. So I haven't been able to fly. So I've got these charged batteries ready to go. So hopefully tomorrow I'll get them out there and I'll run those buggers down. Oh, guess what, Jim?
Yes, sir.
We have the missing link.
Peter?
The missing link. The man with 2 terabytes of saved Judge Judy's on his hard drive. Mr. Put a Carol.
Good morning, Matt. Morning, Jim. Or evening, whatever it is.
How are you, mate?
Yeah, evening.
Yeah, good, thanks.
Your camera looks a bit different today.
He looks brighter. He looks good.
Does. What's going on?
I've had a revision in the lighting setup.
Yeah, it looks good, Pete.
Because it was pretty bad before. Because the only light in this room is sort of a bulb in the roof above me, sort of above and behind me, which sort of when you turn that on, you know, the camera sort of exposes for that, and it sort of darkens the face and that. So,
hey Jim, do you want to have a laugh, mate? Have a look what Peter's got in his background.
The long camera lens. I saw that camera lens.
How'd that get there? I wonder, mate. Old guy in a drone. Good morning, afternoon, night time for you.
He's by me. It's evening for him too. That's Mitch.
That's him. Yep. How are you, mate? Would be awesome.
Well, there's not too many there. I'll say hello to Bob Casey. Who else we got there? Above and beyond. I said hello to him. Old guy in a drone to Mitch. And Anthony. That's about it, I think. Yeah. Welcome, everyone.
So what happened to Greg? He crashed. Wire crash?
Apparently. Yeah.
A lot of technical issues. Yeah.
Did you see it, Pete?
Yeah, he had all his guests. He had his guests lined up, and no one could hear him. No one could hear him, or none of the guests could hear him, and he couldn't hear the guests. So he sort of gave it up as a bad joke in the end and closed it all down. Yeah, just wasn't working.
Yeah, that kind of sucks, man.
Mm.
Here's Tony, right?
Anthony's
Yeah.
got 6 batteries.
He has. Now, the thing is, he's had this Mavic 2 for, I don't know, man, a couple of months at least. And because of his work and all that sort of stuff and the fact that he really doesn't like me, we haven't gone flying with it. So he's been out maybe once. He's taken it out, and I think that was just out front of his house. And the other time is hopefully we'll get it done tomorrow, and we'll go wear the rings in on those motors. I know, Bob. I know. Check that out. He's got that. He's just showing off now. But
Where the
Peter,
rings in.
I'm not too sure if you saw, Peter, last week, but Ozbeach Andy came out with his lens.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
You did. Were you jealous?
I wasn't really, because I think mine's still of quite exceptional dimensions, but plus it's a lot. It has a extra thickness involved too. I think, which does help a lot.
Exceptional dimensions.
That's right. Yeah. I think the overall dimensions it's quite adequate.
The circumference is quite pleasing aesthetically.
That's right.
One of us has to say that's what she said.
Oh dear. Hey, check out my coffee. Made me coffee. See that? Look at that, mate. Now that's a coffee.
What the heck is that? Cappuccino?
No, it's a mochaccino, Raffi Afriado, and with a dash of love.
That's one of those powder jobbies, isn't it? Where you pour the hot water in?
No, I got a coffee machine, mate. Grind the beans, all that sort of biz. Awesome stuff, mate.
Really?
Yeah, dude, it's awesome. I love it.
But now, what is that? Is that a Keurig machine?
No, it's it's a Breville. Put the beans in the top, you grind it out, put it in your underneath, crack it in, put your cup under, get your coffee out, and then you froth the milk. It's all manual. It's beautiful, man.
I was going to get one of those Keurig machines, but they don't make enough coffee. I'm running through 20 ounces of coffee at a time.
It
Yeah,
surprises
come on.
me.
You know, this is 20 ounces.
Yeah. Oh, shit, man.
And the way they have it, you can either use that 1 cup thingy. Olay, Pete Lens.
I reckon Pete would have been quite popular in the 70s.
I still am.
Did you work late last Friday, did you?
Yeah.
I know, Bob. When did he get into coffee?
Yeah. It's okay, Pete. They say size isn't everything. So use it, mate. Well, that's right. That's right. Take what you can get. What's it? Oh, no. What you got here?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Aficionado.
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 Coffee aficionado.
Isn't that a car?
Get with the lingo.
I'm quite the cafe goer.
Ron says Pete may not hit bottom, but he'll destroy the sides.
Oh.
Deep into that uterus. All right, we're getting off.
No, it had to be
We're
run.
getting off.
That with Andrew yesterday. Fiscal tear, it's called. Anyway.
I'll be back in a minute. I just got something I have to show Jim, so I'll be back in a minute.
No,
And
Righto, Adrian.
I'm waiting for Adrian, guys, because I have a video from CES 2020. There was everybody in the world trying to sell these TENS units, but they refused to call them TENS units because, we've all known that word for 30 years, right? Now they're electronic massagers and this and that, and they sell them that go around your neck and all this. But I've got a guy who put his on number 40 and took it like a man.
40.
40.
Was that the
Unlike,
top?
unlike Adrian's little 20, number 20 there.
You know what, Jim? You just said 40 like an Australian then.
40.
No, you sound like American. You're picking up my accent, dude.
Yeah.
We've been hanging out way too much. 40.
Scored a 6-pack of Polar Pro lenses, 468, $60 New Zealand. That's like,
dude,
that's like great, isn't it?
Polar Pro too. I paid $100 for mine for
They
exactly.
want $60 for the they want $60 for 3 lenses for the Hero 8.
Yeah. That's a good score, Craig. Good score. As I said, I got my Polar Pros off Anthony actually for $100. And I got exactly the same 4, 6, and 8, 4, 6, and 8, the PL and the standards.
Do you see this? There is no room for a protective ND filter or anything. It's all one piece. You see that?
It won't be able to clip anything on it.
No, they want you to buy a case or the surrounding case in order to put a protective cover on it.
Because the Hero 7, you could pull that front cover off.
Exactly.
Yeah, and put the ND filters on it that way.
I think it's just another way to get you into another accessory.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is a hell of a bargain because when we were on the phone, Matt and I, Craig, I was looking up for the 3 filters alone from Polar Pro. They wanted $60 American. That was at 16 and 32 period.
Unreal, eh? He's got 6 filters there. 6 filters there. I mean, he won't go past an ND16.
No.
I mean, I wouldn't either. And it's very rare that I ever put a 16 on, to be honest.
I have tried a 32 because we can get some wicked bright sunlight in the summertime.
Yeah.
But you really don't need a 32.
Got to hit the shower. Yeah. That's on you. Spank it.
People were starting to talk, Bob. I'm glad you recognized it.
It was coming through the screen. I could actually wonder what it was, to be honest.
He needs his feminine hygiene.
Yeah. So what do you got there, Pete? What do you got there for Jim?
That's something for Jim because you know Jim's love of instruction manuals and all that sort of stuff. How he's always complaining about them. He either can't find them or he can't read them or anything like that.
Can't read the damn thing.
Because with this light I bought, I got I think what is this, the second biggest instruction manual I've ever seen.
See you, Mitch.
Yeah.
Thanks, mate.
What the heck is that?
Holy moly!
This instruction manual.
Is that for your light?
Yeah.
You've got to be shitting me.
That's the whole size of the box too, right?
Yeah. You open the box and it's just sort of lying on top of everything.
Just pop that in your drawer, mate. Just pop it in your drawer for later reference.
Okay.
Now, Pete, I have that same light. Where do you have yours sitting? See, because I have that same light.
Oh, similar.
And then it's just on the pole.
Yeah. I've got mine because this comes with a pole and a clamp that clamps on the back of the desk.
Yeah.
And I've just got it maybe sort of a foot or so above the monitor, but I'm bouncing it off the wall behind me because I've got a white wall behind the monitor, so I'm just bouncing it off there.
Let me ask you something, Peter.
Oh yeah.
You've got a pole in your house. Is that what you just said?
Yes, stripper pole.
Yep.
Dude. Now, when you need that lens.
No, but I like that light, Pete. It's good, doing you right.
Oh, I need all the help I can get.
Where's
good thing with this one too, the battery doesn't run out.
That's plugged in, is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I had the option of it's got
Jim,
2 batteries on the back or a plug-in.
I've got to interrupt you, Jim. I've got to ask you a question, Jim. When did you meet her?
Who?
You met her on a Sunday.
I met her on a Sunday and I do run, run. I do run, run. I do run, run. It took me a second to catch on.
It is. I often confuse small children and adults with IQs. Oh, no, anyway, I won't go there.
So, Ron, everything worked out within the golden hour.
Dude, it was phenomenal. Phenomenal. It was like textbook. Yeah.
That so often doesn't go that way. I'm glad to hear it, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, a
Gentlemen.
55-year-old or young. Tell it, Ron. Tell it.
Stroke. Complete paralysis of the right side. And got him into the hospital. Actually, the ambulance had us launched before they got to the hospital. We got there in 5 minutes after them and got the clot busters going. And within an hour, he was actually able to speak a few words, was able to move some right side of his hand. And his eyes were more of a straight as opposed to a left gaze.
Right.
So, yeah, that's cool.
That's how the system should work. Saving a life.
Yeah, we hauled butt, dude. Yeah, we were in the air 9 minutes. Yeah, we're boogieing.
Well,
Yeah,
yeah, it's sports mode, mate.
Oh, dude, big time. Big time. Yeah. So it's a good day. How are you, gentlemen? Peter, I see you're showing off again. Good
I
to
am.
see you.
He just
Wait.
popped it there now, eh? Straight up.
Now he's got a bigger instruction manual than all of us combined.
Yeah.
Did you see that, Ron?
I did see that.
Okay.
Peter, I'm sure you'll find it online somewhere for all to see.
It is available online, I believe. Yeah.
Oh, yes. Like most, eh?
That's right. They all are if you're prepared to look for them. Yeah.
That's right, yeah. Gonna say, hey, it's a newfound Dre Productions. Looks like he might have changed his insignia thing there, thingy bob there.
Logo. It's called Logo.
Yeah, that's the one.
Just a little bigger than my manual, Pete.
Just a bit, yeah.
Oh, well, it is winter in the States, I guess, Pete.
Right, yeah.
Not that it's winter in Florida.
It gets cold.
Matt, that latest video you did there with was it the cube or something?
Oh, yeah, the D'Arenberg Cube, yeah.
Oh, dude, phenomenal. Those
The
sun
rays.
Oh,
The rays.
phenomenal, man.
Oh, I cut you off, Ron. You were saying that. Yeah, the rays came out great.
Oh, phenomenal. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, thanks, man. You know, it's a funny thing. That's using an NdPl, and I only get those rays when I use the PL. If I was to put an ND4 standard on, those rays don't show.
And it's so funny because that polarizing filter is supposed to take out the light so you can see through a windshield of a car.
Right.
You can.
Yeah.
There's no issues there. But what I've found is that I get this effect with this particular lens. So I was flying around with no ND on to start with because the sun was really low. And then as the sun came up, I got that lens and I whacked it on. And that's when I got those shots. And then I took it back off again.
It worked great, man.
Yeah.
It does, doesn't it? It just gives a whole new dimension to a scene, you know.
It put some nice colors at the end of the ray too.
Yeah, what a sky though. How's that sky, man?
Yep.
That it was blood red, man. Very, very strange.
Now, was that coming out the same way you were seeing it?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
It was.
As I'm flying, and this is where I do, but you did notice in that one down the beach there, it was a little bit dark, and it was a little bit dark.
Yeah, by the lighthouse.
Yeah. I was actually struggling a little bit with shutter speeds that day. I just wasn't on the game. And
No, I didn't know if the smoke was filtering the light weirdly so that you couldn't get both at the same. You know what I mean?
No, it was clear down the beach. That was like 2 days later. when I was down the beach. So it was pretty clear down there, but I was just, I don't know why, it's one of those days where you have a bad day and I just wasn't cracking the shutter speed right. And I was just filming away, and then when I got it back here and I went, and there's no pulling that back, you know, because once you go to overexpose a little bit within post, your whole image will be washed out. It won't bring up the details of the dark bits, you know, not even by mucking around with contrast either.
Too bad you can't do that exposure bracketing when you're filming, isn't it? Wouldn't that be cool?
What's that?
The exposure bracketing, how it brings it up by a third and then down by a third.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah. It'd be nice. I usually fly with my thingy bob gram. What is it? The histogram. That's the one. I usually fly with that just to have a bit of a look. I won't keep it on the screen all the time. But when I go to set a shot up, I'll usually pop the histogram up just to have a bit of a look. But I didn't do it at all that day. Shows you how good my eyes are without electronic help. God damn it!
Well,
when I
fly, I imagine it would have been confusing because the lighthouse wasn't perfect.
Absolutely, and that's the problem too. Because when you've got that much shadow behind it and that much light on it, number one, what I find with beaches is that it's so easy to wash the water out, to overexpose the water. And to get the detail in the water, I find that you actually have to change your shutter speed, crack it down to get the water detail, but it blows the shadows and the land out. So it's a really difficult thing to try and get, you know, with the Mavic. Don't know, man. But I don't want the water to look just bright and you can't see the rip rolling and all that sort of stuff. Right. You know, otherwise, it's the same with waterfalls. Yeah, it's the same with waterfalls too. You know, the waterfall can be overexposed to buggery. The rest of it will look awesome. But I like to get the water detail. So, yeah. What do you do?
It's almost like you have to take a separate shot and come at it from another angle if you're just going to get the water and then maybe mix the two.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be a bit hard.
I'm just spitballing. Yeah. But when you have the shadows like that because of the sun, there's nothing you can do about that.
I can expose that easily.
And you can kill the lighthouse.
That water, way too bright. Way too bright.
I have what I was doing on my morning sunrises was using an ND4, and Chris Hope uses that too. But that'll make it great so that you can see the sun better, but then everything below that sun line is too dark.
You can have those issues. Exactly right. It's a what I did find though when I chucked on a higher filter. So what I did, and this is just an experiment that I did. I had the sun reflecting off of the water. I had a dead tree with no ND filter. That tree is a silhouette. Middle of the day, that tree's a silhouette because you've knocked your shutter to accommodate for the brightness coming off that water. Now, what I did, I put in it was an ND16, and took the same shot. And what I found with that shot was that I got the water clear, but what it also got me to do was to have detail in that tree that was a silhouette. So you could actually see the detail of the tree and the water.
Oh, that's good.
Which I thought was fantastic. So that's just around just after I got the filters. So I thought that was really cool, man. Really good.
Jim, I was going to say, Jim, can you put a polarizing filter on that GoPro 8 you got? Can you put filters on that?
Yes, you can now, but they are from Polar Pro. And what they do is they put a rubber cap around the lip here. Because it's all one piece.
Right.
And it's pretty shallow, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's not deep at all.
No. I don't remember on the Osmo pocket used to be able to put those. They were magnetic.
Oh,
The ring around the thing was magnetic.
Apparently, if you look at Polar Pro's site, they have a rubber piece that will go onto the lens, and then it'll be magnetic, putting the filter on.
Right. Ding dongs.
He's a funny bugger. I love his reviews. I really do. There's no shit, you know.
Fire 1 on sale now. I got 3 of them. You can't buy them. I'm keeping them.
Jim, did you by any chance check that video out that I posted on Above and Beyond Drones Facebook?
Which one? Because I did check the ones that were posted. But Brian Singleton was posting a lot too on the Xenos.
Okay.
So I got,
this is the one with he's a New Zealand fella. I think he's living in the UK. But well worth watching, mate, because he had a lot of good points.
Bruce Simpson?
I don't know.
XJet?
Yes, XJet, yeah.
Yeah, he does RC model reviews and the other one. He's in New Zealand.
Yeah.
But this is going to be a worldwide thing. The same as ICAO is now a worldwide thing. This drone remote ID is going to be worldwide also. The thing here is there's 2 points we have to worry about. The remote ID and how that's implemented is only one part of it. The other part is the boys who are going to be making the money off of it all, called UAS service suppliers. Just to give you for instance, anybody who's giving you Lank or Lance information now is what they call a service supplier. We're supplying a service to the FAA by allowing you to get Lank information or Lance information.
But all of this has come through with no safety information, no risk assessment, nothing like that, to one of the safest things you can ever do in your life, and it's being that heavily legislated for no other reason than to grab money. Now that shits me, absolutely shits me. And he was going on about it actually turning into a fascist state where the government will impart its own will on your people without your say. They'll go through the right channels. Oh, we've had consultation, tick, tick, tick the boxes. Doesn't mean a bloody thing, because they will do it. And now that people are paying their registration, they got you by the balls, because you are now a sucker.
Well, true enough. Their mandate is safety, so they can't be seen as making money off of this because they're just a government agency. So they're going to leave it to anybody who wants to be a service supplier. So if you're supplying anything of any value, you can charge for it. There's no regulations as to how much.
Exactly
right. Who's going to regulate the guy who now has all my information to supply all that remote ID information? Where's the privacy laws?
Yeah.
What laws do they fall under?
But there's no basis whatsoever of why this is even happening. Because, as you said, they go under the guide, the banner of safety. When there is
their only mandate. Their mandate is airspace safety.
And there is no issue with safety.
No.
And this is the thing.
This document is what I call, listen, I did Defense Contract Administration documents for 10 years. This thing is an open-ended document. Every clause it has is open to adjustment, changes, and future renovations. You know this is an evolving. This thing blows UTM right out of the water. Whatever happened to unmanned traffic management? We won't need that crap once you have remote ID.
Yeah. No,
you're already implementing traffic management.
It makes me angry. Makes me angry because they put under this thing of safety, and we've got to make sure everything's right, and all the accidents and deaths that are occurring from drone fucking flying around. I mean, for God's sake, you can get a trail bike, put it on the back of your car, go bush, put a stake through your neck, go to hospital and get fixed. You don't have to register your bike.
We have more ATV accidents here weekly than you'll ever have unmanned aerial vehicle accidents.
Yeah, exactly right.
Jim, you're getting him all fired up.
I am. I'm getting fucking angry because
Well,
that
listen,
shits me. Absolutely shits me.
it's so wide open. It's going to be a money grab, man.
Well, this is right. This is right. Now, this is what he was on about too. He's talking about.
Forget him. Did you see the video I posted? Put the words out of the mouth of the guy from the FAA.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Only the law enforcement's gonna see that. Well, I said, okay, I dropped the mic after that. My conversation with him is done. Did he not hear DJI post last week that they have an app for everybody in the world to see where you live?
Do you know what? As I said in my comment on that, he contradicted himself from the beginning of your conversation to the end of it, because he told you that you could stand in the park and have a look at the app and see if there was another drone fly, where he is, where's that, and where's his drone, and then, okay, I'm safe, I can fly, blah, 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 blah.
Right.
And then at the end of it, he said that only law enforcement will have it. Now, he's just contradicted himself, so he doesn't know what the hell he's talking about.
So you see why I ended the conversation. There was no point in going round and round with him.
Dickhead.
No, I think that was the company line he was fed. I really believe that. They want us to not fear the Reaper.
Really? And this is true, Brett?
This is absolutely correct. Paragliders and ultralights. That is absolutely correct.
There you go.
They don't need any registration at all.
But and you tell me, and they're talking about safety and safety, blah 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 blah, and public safety and national security. You can strap anything to a drone. You can strap anything to an ultralight or a paraglide,
or drop it. Just drop
exactly
it.
Right. What? Ridiculous.
This thing opens up a whole new can of beans in that people are going to be charging us money. What agency is going to regulate these people who are charging us money for storing all our data and information?
They won't. And you know why? Because that will now become a public entity. That'll become a public business. It will go on the stock exchange. And every year, your prices will rise. They are there to start a company and they are there to make money. And that's all it is. And clear the airways for commercial traffic. That's what they want to do.
That's why you've got Kitty Hawk, Precision Hawk. They're all just running into that, trying to be the first with it. Prove they're the best.
Oh, mate.
There's no regulation of fees. There's no regulation of the information privacy. There's no regulation of the duration of how long they can hold that information. Who's to say you crashed your drone tomorrow? This company still has your information on file? Why?
Oh, you know what? And I was hearing too that you're restricted then to a 400-foot radius of where you've taken off, right? A restriction of 400 feet radius.
This theoretically kills the hobbyist in that if you go to their site right now, they're telling you it's okay to fly on AMA fields, okay? I'm in a town of 100,000. There is no AMA field here. So where would anybody who owns a drone go? So they have a little link there for you to go ahead and propose a site that hobbyists could fly at. I mean, this is getting out of hand, man.
You're going to be kidding me.
This is getting out of hand.
And you know what, too? And you won't be able to take off unless you've got data connection, right?
Internet connection, yeah.
That's right. And I saw another point. That what if you went, a couple of people go, okay, I want to get this done here. Can we go out here and do this? Yep, no worries. You get out there. You're with a certain service provider that doesn't provide an internet service there. Say 300 Ks west of me, I won't get a signal. You can't take off.
Let me give you a for instance. There's a guy down in Vero Beach. He owns a couple of acres. He sells keys. He sells you a key to his property so you can go ride your ATV, kill yourself all you want on his property. Can't you just see that as the next thing as a service supplier for an unmanned aerial vehicle? Anybody who owns property, okay, you can come and fly on my 5 acres, $10 a month.
See, this is the thing, and this is the thing, a difference between fixed wing and what we do with the drone. When you're dealing with a drone, you want different locations because you want to fly, you want to take aerial footage of that location. When you're flying a fixed wing, 9 times out of 10, you just want to do it to fly it and do your tricks and all that sort of stuff, and you are well and truly just in one spot. And it doesn't matter that it's the same airfield you take off from. What we're doing with these drones is going to be shut down. It's not going to be possible anymore. And those areas which they will allow it will get smaller and smaller and smaller. And it's going to probably be the same as a fixed wing.
What if you're doing commercial work? It's never the same spot unless you're doing progression on a construction build.
See,
It's never the same spot twice. So,
See, there you go. As a commercial drone pilot, every time you take off that's outside one of those areas, it's going to cost you.
You know
You're
who's going to
unlock it. It's going to cost you.
You know who's going to fight this the most is the drone manufacturers. You think they're going to let this happen? Because look what it's going to do to their profits and their sales.
Well, the thing is, right, you're going to pay for it at the till.
Yeah.
If this is implemented, you will pay for it. Don't worry about that. So
People are going to say, screw it. I'm not going to go out and buy another drone. Or
right.
and that's what they want.
And you just
That's what
killed
they
the
want.
hobby.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
they want.
So that's also going to kill the manufacturers too.
Except for
that's
the
going to
big
hurt them.
boys.
And they're the ones that are going to fight for this more than probably anybody. It's going to ruin their business as
Well,
a manufacturer.
There's been 8,000 comments so far. And if you don't know how to comment, read someone else's, and that'll kind of give you some information to build on when you're doing your comment. But they can't, what I'm saying is they can't ignore 10,000 comments. It's not, especially when they don't know what they're doing. They truly and well do not know what they're doing, and they freely admit that. That's why the document is so open-ended. There's no grandfather clause. You know, my drones have remote ID already. But it's ADSB out. I can't get ADSB in. The reason for that, the FAA would have implemented ADSB in. That means our drones reporting where they are. They would have, but the FAA doesn't have the infrastructure to implement that right now to track us,
Well, you know why it's so open-ended?
and they can't spend the money.
Yeah, well, you know what? Because they don't know what they're doing, as you said.
Exactly.
Because you would know exactly what you were doing, and how to implement it if there was a reason to do it. You have that to guide what you're putting in place. There is no reason why they're doing this, and they're fluffing around trying to find reasons to put these restrictions in place and justify them.
It's
And
all in the name of
can't be
safety
done.
because you have one or two idiots. Go ahead, Ron.
Exactly. Matt, and there's good point that you have there, but on the same token, I remember I actually stopped going. I used to be on Phantom Pilots, and we actually had, I'll just use one example. We actually had a drone in local city, South Dakota, probably 150, 200 feet from the helicopter at 700 foot, same level. And, when I made comment on there about, come on, guys, let's be safe, let's think, all of a sudden I get all this lashback from everybody. Why don't you mind your own business? And, I didn't know I needed clearance to be near a helipad and everything. Well, number one,
Tickets.
you're 700 foot AGL, and you weren't within 400 feet of a structure doing a commercial job. ATC had no clue you were out there. And, if it weren't for the watchful eyes of us seeing that drone, but it's stuff like that I think also has helped implement the start of this, because what they're looking at, like, okay, that's drone number 5092. Okay, who owns that? And he was doing what? Yeah.
Okay. Now that is a good point, Ron.
It's a way for them to police us.
Yeah. It is. But
because people have done stupid things, and now they've got a way to catch us.
But the thing is, right, everyone suffers for the tiny few, right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Which shits me, because you can do everything right and you're going to suffer because of dickheads, right? They should deal with the dickheads and leave the rest of us alone. Now, when it comes to buying a drone, I have no issue whatsoever with that drone. You must go to an accredited place to get training on that drone. I have no issues with that whatsoever, and leave it at that. So they are aware of how to do things. And if something ever happens, registration's all fine and all that sort of stuff. Because if something happens, like in any other business, you've done the course, you've made a mistake, you should have known better. You're a dickhead, you're at fault. You're the one that gets punished. All right?
Not everybody else.
That's right. So I have no issues with way the US was set up to start with. $5 on your drones for 3 years. That is totally plausible, and it's not a money grab, because it isn't a large outlay. But
And
what that has done,
here's the thing. I just want to add on to this because no one can answer this question. Like Bob Casey just said, there's plenty of airspace for everyone. I'm sorry, gentlemen. Whenever I fly, I never see, ever have I seen another unmanned aerial vehicle in the air with me. So how many UAVs are there actually flying?
that's exactly right, mate. And we've said that a couple of weeks ago. On every flight that I've done, now there's been nearly 1,000 of them between my two drones. I've seen 2 drones other than the ones I was flying with.
Right.
And that is it. Out of all those flights, the percentage rate is so minute, it's hardly worth even mentioning. So much to the fact that when I take off, you have a quick look round and what have you, because it's never an issue. It's never a safety issue. 2 drones aren't going to go like this, you know?
They won't. The sensors on them will not allow them
No,
to
yeah,
come
see,
within a certain distance.
I don't fly with my sensors on anyway, so I'll hit the bastard.
Yeah. And you know, part of it too is the mistakes that are made out there. They're done in 2 reasons. One is malicious. They just don't give a shit. And the other one is ignorance. I use an example 2-3 days ago. A guy on someone's channel that we know, and he had, the only thing he's ever had was some little toy drone that probably cost $50. So he was looking to buy, I think, a Mavic 2 Pro or something. But he, right on the live stream, he said, well, you know, I'm thinking about doing this and doing that and doing that. I'm like, whoa, dude, yo, don't be going out there and being stupid and doing this and that. I said, I'm sorry. He got mad at me. I said, it's people like you who don't study the laws. You go out there and do stupid stuff and you hurt the rest of us.
That's
Because
right.
they don't punish one person in the class. They punish the whole class.
That's right, mate.
And he got mad. But come on, dude, be responsible.
Couldn't this have been solved by what Matt was saying in the first place, and something we discussed a year ago? When you're doing this testing, how about a practical? I think they do it over in the UK, that you have to have a practical. You stand in front of someone and show them that you can fly the damn thing, that you know
Yeah.
how to utilize it.
Yeah.
Well, and this is it. It comes down to that, and it comes down to education. Now, I've got no issue, as I said, at all with education of people buying these things, because they can become a hazard. As you said, Ron, 700 feet in the air, you shouldn't have been there.
Right.
Yeah.
And if ignorance does not save lives, right? Ignorance can kill someone.
Yeah.
Just for being stupid. Now, if everyone is made aware of these things, then that's fine. Even if they don't do that, if they want to implement something within an app to stop a drone from going above 400, who knows? Maybe that's the way to go. Because you can pump anything up past 400.
Well,
If you
then again, now you're killing guys who are doing wind turbine inspections, guys who are doing cell tower inspections.
Well, no, they're not higher than 400, though.
Yes, they are.
Depend what a wind turbine. That's not 400 feet high.
Oh, some of them get up pretty darn high. Yeah, the ones out west here.
Okay,
Yeah.
so these are exemption then. These are exemption when it comes to being a commercial flyer.
But
And
you
you
know,
would know who had exemptions.
Yep. So it's a broad spectrum. It's a very broad thing. And as I said, they can't nail it down because they got no proof, and they don't want to look like, as you said, that they're grabbing money under the misapprehension of misguidance of the word safety.
Listen, DJI has that Air Sense now, and they've had that for 2 years, since 2018 or before. Oh, we only found out about it in 2018. Why can't they tell us just how many DJI drones are in the air at any one time? Why can't someone tell us how many drones are actually in the air? Don't tell me 200,000 drones have been made or 1 million are registered. How many are actually flying? Because IBM with their little shooting star drones, that's 5,000 drones right there to make a light show.
I know. Yeah.
And you're counting that as one of us.
Yeah. Exactly right. A one-off thing like that. And all of a sudden, look what can be done. Swarms. And they were doing it in the British Parliament too. I saw an excerpt from the Parliament time, and they were talking about these drones and the retarded statements that were being made by people who are supposed to be smart, making allegations and pie in the sky scenarios that never happened, just to get what they want across. And this is what they're doing. And it just grinds my balls.
What do you mean, Dennis? Apparently the U.S. has dropped the tall stuff rule, the 400-foot rule, except for the tall stuff that's actually above ground? Is that what you're saying? Or actually ground, like the mountains? I think if they were to enforce the rules they have now, they wouldn't be too much. Well, yeah. You see, they don't have the money to enforce them, so they're trying to throw this into a service supplier. Look, it gets done for them. If we have remote ID, that means another company like Precision Hawk or Kitty Hawk, there's 10 of them. Measure, Skywatch. All these companies are actually doing the work for the FAA by tracking these drones. They have the remote ID. They have all your information without any privacy laws or rules attached. And sooner or later, you are going to be made to pay for using these apps. You're going to be paying for them storing your information.
That's right.
Who regulates that?
And this is what I'm waiting for Australia to do, because Australia, the CASA, has within their infinite wisdom got rid of their Can I Fly, their safe app, and they've outsourced it to a thing called Open Sky. Now I'm just waiting for the day that Open Sky is free for now. Oh, but what do you mean we have to keep updates and all that sort of stuff? Well, that's going to cost you. So now you're going to have an app that you're going to have to buy, or an ongoing fee. So everyone's looking at it now as a money spinner, another business, money spinner.
It is.
Oh, hang on. Hang on. Okay. And I'll do that one there. And now I'll go like that. And ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce you to Adrian Mateo's blank bloody video. What's going on with you? Where's your light, Adrian? We can't see you. Adrian. Well, that was a waste of time, wasn't it? Hang on, let me unmute everybody.
Good idea. Yeah.
There you go. Adrian.
Just going to say, perhaps he's doing another live feed from his drone.
He could be too. Another night flight, Adrian. Maybe. Adrian. Nah, he's stuffed. Anyway. Flight Dar 24. So do I, mate. So do I. The only problem with that is that there are flights that aren't registered. Then you don't know they're there. But anyway, that's neither here nor there, I guess. But yeah, I run that too, mate. Yep. Capacity AeroSense or something. Geez, Adrian, what's he in his car? Is he? God damn it! The man, the myth, the chair.
Oh, yeah.
Mateo. Jesus, Jim, I've got a ripper lined up for you, mate. Oh, we wait. Hope you don't mind abuse.
He's used to it by now, I think.
I think so. Take it with a pinch of salt, mate.
Pinch or something.
There he is.
Hey.
Hey, Adrian, I've got to tell you something, mate.
Can you hear me?
I can't hear you, mate. Can't hear what you're doing. Here we go. What do you got going on, mate? Can we hear
He just heard you. Where'd you go?
you? What's going on? I tell you what, I'm sick of these amateurs trying to pop one.
Yes.
Well, I don't know. Sort of. Your video feed is shocking, and your audio, I'm not sure about.
Rookies.
It is. This is like
Hello.
top-notch, isn't it?
Every week this happens to you.
I know. Every week. You'd think he'd get it right by now, but no, he can't. Every week, it's something going on with Adrian.
I thought Peter taught you better.
Peter's back, Adrian.
I tried to teach him. He doesn't
Can
listen.
you guys hear me?
Well, can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear. You're talking about me. Yes.
Yeah, okay. Well, I got something to say to you, Adrian. Now listen carefully.
Go ahead, sir.
Are you ready?
Yes, sir. Hey, I'm driving right now. I'm driving. Don't do this to me right now, please. Oh, shit. Hey, Jim.
Yeah.
Where's the bicycle, Jim? Where's the bike? Where's the bike?
What bike?
The bike that you and I be riding on. What you talking about? Matt, do that noise again, Matt. Do it again. Remind him.
Oh,
When
the
Jim's-
Harley?
Getting off to fuel. Yep. Jeez, I thought that would have gone away, but no, it's still there.
Anyway, listen,
can you guys hear him?
Matt.
You
Can
can't
you hear me?
him, Ron?
No.
Bob Casey says hello, Adrian.
Can you guys hear me?
Pop
What is
out and
going
pop
on?
Back in.
Yeah, can hear you, mate. Bob Casey said hello. Oh,
It happens to him every time.
one would think that he would go to his boss, right, on a Friday, well, during the week, and say, on Friday, can I start work early so I can knock off because I've got a live show to do. And he goes, whose live show? We go, oh, Northeast Trade. Oh, yeah, no worries. You can do whatever you like. Everyone's heard of that channel. So he's always late. That's okay. He's got to make a dollar, I guess, to buy all those props, you know, because they're not cheap, are they? Bloody hell. Dennis. Oh, see you, Dennis. Take care, buddy. Thanks for popping through. How are you going, Rick? Mr. Hubber, how are you going? Anyone spoken to Rick over the
Oh, he's doing better. He's
That's
home.
good.
Well, yeah. That's the main thing. Hey, when you were sending him home last week, that's good. That's a good thing. That's right. That's exactly right, Bob. Mm-mm-mm. What do they call that? Riding bitch.
It's true.
Matt, check your messenger.
Oh, I heard that come through. Let's have a little look here. The Duron. The
Is, he
Duron.
trying, is Adrian trying to get back on?
Well, yeah, kind of looks like it, but I can't see him. Well, Here
Let's
we
try
go.
it again. Can you hear me now?
yeah, it's still pretty bad, dude.
Ron, can you hear me?
I can hear you, buddy.
Jim, my boy, can you hear me?
Oh, fucking hell.
No, you don't.
Jim, can you
You
hear
don't.
me?
Yes, I can hear you. No, Don, you don't.
Thank you, sir. Peter, can you hear me?
I certainly can, Adrian.
Okay. Now, this is the issue that I'm having today. Friday, my daughter, I had to get my daughter early from school because she's basically catching the flu. So I went to work while she stayed home with her mom and my son. So today when I got up, I basically taking care of her. I just literally left. So that's the reason why I'm late to the show.
Okay.
Are we supposed to determine whether that's a good enough excuse?
That's actually no excuse, but my family come first.
I think it's a reasonable excuse.
It is reasonable if it were true.
Oh,
Ah. How do we
You-
know? We've
Just
all
have-
been lied to
That's
before.
no excuse. My family.
There you go, Adrian.
You're riding, bitch. Hey, what's up with the truck in the back? Hey, Jim, that's me behind you, right, Jim? I'm grabbing your heart too, boy. Woo!
You ain't grabbing anything.
You sure?
Yeah. Now the
Are
thing
you
is
sure about
here.
that?
Well, the thing is, what we've actually got to take notice of Adrian in this photo is the fact that he's got one arm around him, but the other hand,
yeah.
what is it doing, mate?
I don't know what the other hand is doing. I forgot. It's been
Well,
such a long time.
I know what it's doing. You're undoing your zip. Aren't
Holy
ya?
cow. That's messed up. I don't think Jim like that.
It is messed up, mate, and I'm surprised you're doing it, to be honest.
Jim, what do you think about that, Jim?
You see that smile on the guy riding bitch's face? That won't be there. That will not be there.
Yeah, that's me. That's me. I am behind those two. I got a dash cam going. I can't believe what's going on here and what I'm actually catching on dash cam. Look at these two knuckleheads. Yeah. Oh, that'll be right. He's got
Sir
Florida.
Ariel, what's up?
This will be between us, Adrian.
I know he's the one that put that stuff to the world. He shouldn't be doing that.
Well, let me tell you something, Adrian. There'll be a hole in that by the time you get there.
Look at that. They want to know, is Matt driving the truck behind these two?
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I was just
Probably.
looking at that with the dash cam.
He got the dash cam. Or he got a
All right.
360 camera.
How do you get the dash cam ahead of them? The
That,
dash
That's a good
cam's on a
question. How
long
do you do
stick.
that?
I was flying my Mavic while I was driving.
Okay. You were multitasking. Good job.
Safety first. I've got 18 gears here I've got to mess with. I've got to fly me Mavic Pro and steer it with me knee.
There you go. Good job.
Watch this.
That's what they do over here in the U.S. anyway.
Pat my head and rub my tummy. See? I have seen that, actually. That's funny. If you can read this, the bitch is full of them. I like that.
Don Joyce, how you doing, sir?
Don Joyce.
What's with the heavy breathing?
So, I'm not breathing heavily. That's not me.
See you, Don. See you, Don. Thanks for popping in, brother. Always appreciate it, mate. Everyone, check out Don's Chan, mate. Don's channel. It's really good. I like that. I like Don's channel.
Mr. Don Joyce. He's the man with the plan.
You know, last Saturday morning, I actually went back on and rewatched the last 45 minutes. Sat there and just giggled.
I know. I just said to Jim the other day, yesterday or wherever it was, that I did the same thing. I just played that portion back because everything else was all Jim and it was just boring as batshit. So sorry, Jim, but I was going to edit it, take it down to 10 hours instead of 14. But yeah, funny stuff, eh? Oh my God. Hey, Adrian.
Yeah.
See, that didn't last long, did it?
No.
Jim, I'm actually mad at you, sir.
Here we
I
go.
believe it.
This will be a valid
You
reason.
hear what I said, Jim? I'm actually mad at you, sir.
I said I believe it.
Well,
Now you're going to
should.
tell us why?
Because I told you, hold on the last live stream, you hung up on me. You went ahead and left the chat without my permission. I didn't tell you to leave yet. I was still talking.
Matt told us we were done.
But we were not done. We were still there. If you don't believe me, watch the live stream all the way to the end. We were still there. You hurt my feelings.
Who's we?
What? Nothing.
Go to the replay.
Huh?
Go to the
Who is we? You got a mouse in your
Matt,
pocket?
myself, and Ron.
You did. That was funny, though. It was a funny back out. I did.
Yeah.
What's he going to say? Nothing.
I'm just gonna just let me say this.
That's funny shit. Oh, man, that's good. Oh, well, that lightened the
So
mood.
did you
didn't it?
guys miss me?
Did we miss you?
No, as a matter of fact.
Yes.
Of course I missed you,
So I
Adrian.
hear a no, I hear a yes, I hear a maybe.
No, I missed you, Adrian. I had an itchy back and I couldn't scratch it. So, I wish Adrian was here.
Really?
Yeah.
I
But then
missed-
Matt,
I used the wall.
Matt, we're not talking about your back.
Oh, well, I am, mate. I am.
Your back is fine.
Is it? You think it's fine, do you?
Yes, it is.
That your personal opinion looks fine?
You look fine to me.
How do you know what it looked like from the back, mate?
You look fine to me, no homo. Peter Carroll, tell me something, sir. How you doing?
I'm doing extremely well, thanks, Adrian. Hope you're the same.
Thank you, sir. I'm actually doing great. I appreciate your comment you left on my last video. I appreciate it. Thank you, sir.
No problem.
Speaking of which, Adrian, thanks for the latest comment on mine too. Appreciate you coming over and having a look.
No. I haven't responded to a whole bunch of people yet, Matt.
Oh, you
I'll get to
haven't?
you. Thank you for your comment, sir.
Oh, you haven't. You haven't left a comment. Oh, so you haven't looked. I thought you did. Oh, sorry. I just thought you supported.
No. I looked at your comment, but I just haven't replied yet. I've been busy, sir. I apologize, but I really thank you for your comment too. Thank
So
you.
he could care less, is what he said.
No, what I was saying was to thank you very much for leaving a comment on my latest video.
bro, I've been so busy. I haven't had time to really do much, boss man. I apologize.
That's right. But I'll just go to yours and I'll make sure I do my part.
Jim, I'm not
Right.
even gonna thank you for nothing.
You know what I was talking about, Dr. Fu, right?
Okay.
Okay.
Jim's got something going on here.
So,
Have a little bit of a look.
Do run.
I know.
and then what's the exact question it's
My
asking?
mental is 3.
This is
Oh Lord, here we go.
Yeah, it's right here. In Japanese, right here. It's 4 right now.
Where's this guy's?
I gotta tell you, we're on
25.
of 40. Look at his muscles.
Look at his muscles.
And he's on, what do you want? 39?
Yeah.
Are you idiot?
He's on 39, Adrian.
40. He's Canadian. We gotta forgive him. He's Canadian.
That's the man sheet.
5, and it is misery on the lower back in the L5 area. See this little thing? She said you charge it once a month. It's got the 4.
Anyway, that was that.
Dude.
Worldwide, people are using this thing above 20, and Adrian stood in front of us crying at the level 20. That guy you saw with his muscles going like that, he was on number 40.
What's the highest yours goes to, Adrian?
I don't even know what we're talking about.
The 10s unit.
Oh, he was on level 4. Well, mine don't go that high. Mine only go to 22. That's it.
Let me ask you this. Did you buy it from a toy store?
If you consider Amazon a toy store, then I guess it is.
Because I'm kind of guessing that's designed for kids with back problems, not adults. At that level, that's nothing. Speaking of which, where is Night Train? Because he was going to slam it.
Adrian, you were supposed to do
where's
something
Night
this
Train?
week.
I know. I still got time to do it. I'm on my way home now.
Al Diaz is on. Hey, let me tell you something, guys. Actually, you know what? I'm going to play this. Al, do you mind if I play that that video you've got up on your channel with your mini? My daughter's daughter is in hospital.
After a partial knee reconstruction,
Mm,
the second one at 33. Yeah,
okay, I'll just get Al Diaz up.
I've had 2 replacements, 2 knee replacements. Unfortunately, they get easier. What are you pulling up the video or what?
Yeah, I am, mate. Chill. Fuck's sake.
Are you doing that today?
Jesus, Jim. I wish you were in the same room as me.
Yeah, Al, when I went online and did my recurrent exam and paid, they were saying it was 160, but I think I only paid 150 when I actually went there.
Okay.
It's every 2 years.
Check this out. Now, what I like about this is that, and this is what I like about flying my drone, is getting down amongst the shit and flying it in between crap and some really nice stuff. Down and who is that? Into forests and rivers and all that sort of stuff. And Al's gone and done it, which I think is absolutely fantastic. And, you know, a simple little river, and you pick out little tiny points of interest, which are really nice to look at, and you just pick them out because there's always something somewhere if you can see it. But anyway, I'll just share this here. How the is.
Wow, that's a beautiful place.
It is. Now there is some audio here. He's just talking about his little.
How do you
Yeah.
get the audio to play, Matt? Because
I
I'm
know.
sure you guys weren't hearing the audio on mine, right?
Yeah, we were. I did. I heard it.
Oh, okay.
See, there goes the Mavic. See, now watch this. I like it. Beautiful. The moss. Now, there's nothing spectacular about where he is. It's a beautiful spot, but there's nothing spectacular about it. But it's all about how you fly it and what you're looking at and what you can do with that. And this is, I like it a lot, man.
You were going for the closeness of the trees, right? Going in
Yeah.
between them?
Look at that. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Now, bearing in mind, when you look at it on a screen like that, you think, holy shit, how didn't he hit it? You're not actually that close. The camera does give it, look at that. It's a nice shot.
Yeah, the f 2.0 lens.
Beautiful. Look at that. That's nice too. Look at the beautiful clear water. Probably keep it
I'm a tailed chair.
Yeah.
Yeah, you see that list, Bob? And they're down, Emery Riddle's down here in Daytona. They try and get in on everything, man. They have free classes too, if you're interested. Online classes.
Look at that. A couple of little rocks. Nice little shot.
Because it's Adrian's Mateo's chair.
Oh my God, Adrian.
You know,
So there's ours, and I really found that quite good that he's actually gone and done that, because not many people do. It's a great little
Did you
spot.
see Brett's video we posted yesterday for, at Victorian Area Vision of the Yarra River?
No.
Posted one yesterday where he was flying fairly low above the Yarra River and even made that look pretty good.
Hey, if you can make the Yarra look good, you're doing well. Depth perception. That's right, mate. Exactly right. I did like that. Well done, mate. Well done. I do like that. Jim obviously doesn't like it because he hasn't said it's really nice.
I saw that you turned your sensors off and went between two tree branches. Am I supposed to be thrilled?
There's no. Well, you would have crashed. Whereas Al didn't.
Are you
So,
saying that only you can do that?
No, I'm saying Al did it. I didn't say I could do it.
Oh, okay. Al, I believe you. I can't follow.
This is what I just showed you. Al's video, not mine.
Oh, okay. If it was, as long as it was Al's.
Yeah, mine's a lot closer than Al's.
Oh yeah. And yours has got a lot of spin in it though when it hits.
Yeah, it goes like that. Yeah. No, the Mini's got no sensors, mate, so you don't go turning anything off.
Peter, be careful how you move there. You're going to have something stuck in your right ear.
So are you gonna go buy the Mini Pro, the Air Pro, and the Mavic 3 and all this other crap?
Am I going to?
Yeah.
No, it'll be the Autel.
Why?
Because I find that the Autel will be a better drone.
Oh boy.
It won't.
Yeah. Oh, really? Okay. I'll let you make. I can make anything look good, mate. You know that.
No. Been researching it, my brother. Been researching it.
You actually read something?
Look at the Sony page. Look at the sensor.
Yeah. What about it?
In order to get the 48 megapixels, it's got to be in bright sunlight, and it's using the 4 pixels around it to make up for the fact that the pixel size is 0.8 ohms.
Okay.
Gonna leave it at that.
How many still photos do you take?
I don't take a lot of still photos.
Exactly. Neither do I. I don't care about 48
Dun, dun,
megapixels.
dun.
There's no 48 megapixel video or anything like that. It's 12 megapixel.
What video? It's shooting at 120 bit at 4K,
Okay.
which, well, it is. That's the stats on the camera.
Not what the sensor says it can do.
Well, the stats on the camera say that it is 120 bit, which is 20 bit more than
It's
the
not
air.
120 bit. It's like 10 bit or 12 bit. It's bit depth.
Okay, so what does the air
You're
shoot
talking
at?
about the frame rate?
No. What is the
Like 4K 30?
No, that's frame rate. I'm talking about bit rate. I told you the Spark shoots at 24 bit. You didn't believe me there either. You had to go look that up. Your
I
Mavic,
look everything up.
yeah, Mavic Pro shoots at 60 bit. You got the Mavic 2 Pro, Mavic Zoom shoots at 100 bit, and the Mavic 2 Pro, I'm not too sure. It's at least 100 bit, and the Autel Evo 2 shoots at 120 bit at 4K.
Yeah, okay.
That's just off the top of my head.
Not going to happen.
What's not going to happen, mate?
Not going to happen.
What's not going to happen? Are you saying that it won't do any better than the DJI camera?
I'm telling you that the sensor itself, according to Sony, cannot do that.
Well, as per normal, you're getting confused again between frame rates, bit rates, and megapixels.
I'm sorry. Knowledge is power, my friend.
That's right. And I'm afraid to say that every time I've proven you wrong. But anyway.
Okay.
Dun, dun, dun. Got him. Roasted.
Oh, Jesus.
Roasted? What the hell are you talking about?
Why you gotta be so rude, sir?
I don't know what you're
Hey,
talking
mate,
about.
look here, mate. You need to like chill. Hey, man.
Yes, mate.
Are you gonna buy the Autel Evo? You gonna buy it?
Oh, no, I'm not. Not now that Jim said that. There's no way I'm buying it.
Don't listen to Jim. He's always wrong. You're always right.
Because I do research it for what I'm looking for.
There
Exactly.
you
So
go.
I'm actually going with Matt, not Jim.
There you go.
I will never listen
You
to a
don't
man
have
with
to-
him.
you don't have to
I will
believe
never
me
listen
in
to a man with a
anything.
mustache like that.
Oops.
If a man's wearing a mustache like that, I'm not gonna believe him.
Yeah, that's right.
When he fixes the mustache, then I might believe him.
So you're saying never trust a man with a porn stash?
No,
The jealous-
hell no.
The absolute jealousy
No
and not
homo.
being able to.
No homo. No homo.
The absolute jealousy.
It's a beautiful thing, Jim. Have a look at it. Oh, wait till you
Yeah,
see your
because your
intro.
mustache is so awesome, Jim. Right?
Okay, what do we
A
got
porn
here? Let's have a look.
stash.
I'm going to open this in a new window. We've got 12 minutes and I have to go, fellas. Anyway, sorry, blah, 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 blah. Oh, what does that say? Time for time for gas. I should have saw that. Oh dear.
What's that? What's that sound we're looking for, Matt?
Yeah, that's the one.
Oh, Jesus.
That's funny. That's funny.
We love you, Jim. We love you.
As well, you
You
should.
know we do. I do.
Okay, so Jim, what you've put up there in the specifications you've put up there, 1.5 inch type, 8mm dollar, blah, 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 2 times
Yeah.
pixel array,
Yeah.
is for a smartphone.
Yes, that is the sensor being used.
Yep. Okay.
Oh, you sent him that article, Jim?
So,
I sent them the data sheet on the sensor. Now read it
yeah.
like Mama taught you to do.
Yeah. Now what am I reading? I've read everything on there, and
No. Take your time and read it. Read it what the quad Bayer filter does. Ron and I have already been through this. We spent several hours investigating this nonsense. I believe to agree what we're seeing is some marketing hype.
sounds like a Scordio ad.
Yeah.
Smartphone cameras.
Look at the size of the sensor. 0.8 ohms. Here, I could just give you just if you want to laugh at the what is it? The Autel sensor size. Who is this?
The 1 inch.
The pixel size. Yeah.
Are you talking about the 1 inch sensor not actually being a 1 inch?
Look at the 0.8 ohm size of the sensor,
Yeah.
of the pixel sensor. And just for laughs, here's the X Dynamics Evolve 2 sensor size. Now I know you know how to read numbers. See that 4.63 ohms?
Yeah.
Now go look at that spec sheet you just saw. The 48 megapixel thing is a 0.8 ohm size. 0.8.
Yes.
Do a little reading like Ron and I had to do.
I don't find that
Become an investigative reporter.
I'm kind of guessing that Ron may have actually read that to you like a bedtime story because
Under what conditions would you actually be able to get a 48 megapixel photo?
again, I'm not interested in a 48 megapixel photo. I don't care about a still photo. I'm talking video, mate.
Well, the video, it says on there, would be what?
Hasn't got video on here. There's no video on here. Frame rates 30 up to 480. It's pretty decent.
Okay.
Can't find anything when it comes to
What-
video,
But
mate.
what Pete's got behind him and what Ron's just bought take better photos and video.
Again, I'm not worried about photos. I want to see some specs on what this camera is doing in video mode because that's what I'm shooting at. And from the specs that are released on this thing, it's pretty good, pretty outstanding.
Okay, what do the specs say it's going to be shooting at?
120 bit at 4K.
I don't see how that's even possible to have a bit depth out of 120 when the world is only up to a 10 and 12 bit depth.
Right. Okay. So the Mavic Air doesn't shoot at 100 bit. Is that what you're saying?
I'm looking at their.
The Mavic 2 Zoom doesn't shoot at 100 bit. No.
No, are you talking about a megabit rate, 100 megabits per second back to the camera? Is that what you're talking about?
Bit rate, bit depth, 100
That's not bit depth. No, you got the two confused.
I've got them confused.
Bit depth is only 10 or 12 on the bit depth of the picture. The speed at which it's coming back through the processor is 100 megabits,
That's
not
right.
megabytes.
I didn't say megabytes.
Per second.
I didn't say megabytes. I said megabits.
Right. That's only the speed back to the processor.
That's right. The higher the megabit, the more detail. That's wrong, is it? Okay. I guess that's wrong.
There's so much more involved, man.
And what?
Bring me in. Hello. There
You
you
guys-
go.
You guys
There's
know
the
your
chair.
cameras. Why aren't you chiming in?
because they don't want to point you out wrong, Jim. That's the thing, you know. You feel sorry for you.
I can read.
Always make mistakes like that. Oh, dear, tell you. Come on, Rob, hit me.
You know, that article was very interesting. It had some very good points. I think that you got to see the final product. Yeah, I want to see the final product to make a final decision. But Jim's got a lot of good points on that. I do think that there is a little bit of marketing hype on that. I really do. You know, and use for example the Skydio 2. You know, this thing that's uncrashable. You know, just an example, and people are crashing this thing all over the place. You know,
That's right.
But I don't know. You know, it comes down to what does the final product look like? You know, where the final decision will be made.
That's right. Now, when we're talking still photos, and Jim's got a point there, the still photos, and they will be crap. A month ago, I saw a comparison. Now, punched in with a 48 megapixel photo, you would think that it'd be awesome. It's not. It's shit. You'll get a better out of a Mavic Pro 2 because of what we have just discussed.
Because your pixel size is larger, your sensor is larger, all that stuff.
Yep. But as I said, I'm not interested in that. I'm after my video, and I'm after my video quality. And that is what impresses me about that camera.
Yeah. On Matt's side, Jim, I being a previous owner of the Autel One, I'll be honest with you, if I would actually put the Autel Evo, even though it had the 1/2 sensor, I'd like the camera quality better than the Mavic 2 Pro.
Yeah, I've heard you say that.
Yeah, I love this. So I am very interested in the quality to see how this comes out.
What's up, Chris Hope?
Chris Hope.
They've changed the angle too, so it's not so wide on this one, which is good.
Yeah. But like I said, Matt, Jim's got there's a lot of good points in that article. You know, if you read through it completely, there's a lot of good points in there.
Are we talking the data sheet?
Yeah, the data sheet. Yeah.
Now, the data sheet is on what the sensor itself is capable of doing and what it is doing in order to achieve that 48 megapixel.
Okay, but what's it doing in video? I'm not, as I said, I'm not interested.
According to what they say in the article, it is increasing the pixel size. In other words, in order to get that 48 megapixel, it decreases the pixel size to a 0.8.
Okay.
Right, Ron?
Right.
And in order to take the video, it's increasing the pixel size to a 0.16, a 1.6, which turned out, according to what you read on there, a 12 megapixel video. Now, how it's being processed, you know, I don't know.
What do you mean 12 megapixel video?
I'm just reading the spec because the Bayer filter is the quad Bayer filter is the one that's adding the color. Otherwise, it's pixel binning, collecting 2 by 2 in order to get the size. And it says that the sensor itself is only capturing the light. The Bayer quad-core Bayer filter is the one putting the colors in. Kind of makes sense. And I'm not a photo guy. I'm just a technical guy who reads.
Peter, would you like to chime in there?
Yeah, Pete.
No, thank you.
One of the, you know, I don't know enough about the
Keep talking,
technical
guys.
end of the thing, but one of the things I think I don't know whether it'll actually be what they're marketing it to be, but the thing that would be important to me is, and one of the things of having a camera that can shoot, you know, a higher, better frame rate at 4K, you know, and also, you know, photos that supposedly at a higher megapixel. The big important thing to me is if you can crop into that image and still keep the detail. That's
Right.
what is important.
Right.
Now, whether
I agree with you, Ron.
that camera is actually capable of the specs that they're marketing, I don't know. But what would be most important to me is what does the final product look like? Because there's many a times that I try to zoom into some of my videos and like, oh, crap, that looks like heck, you know, wish I was closer, you know.
Yeah.
But that's where the proof of the pudding is going to show up for that Evo once it's, you know.
Well, let me tell you, go to Tom's Tech Time and check out his picture comparison because the pictures are crap.
Really?
Yeah, the still photos, they're crap. They look fine, you know, as a standard photo, but punched in, they look like crap. And you would think you'd be able to print that out as a poster.
The way I understood it, Matt, and not being a photo guy.
Keep going, mate. I'm still listening, all right?
All right. The way I understood it is that they decreased the sensor size so God blessed small to a 0.8 ohm size versus what the Evo 2 is showing here as a 4.63 ohm pixel size.
Right.
You know what I'm saying, boys? I'm just talking facts. These people are telling you their pixel size is 4.63 ohms, and the Autel is a 0.8. 0.8. So the sensor is smaller, the size is smaller. How in the hell are you getting the definition of the picture you're talking about, Ron? The clarity you're looking for.
Yeah.
And being camera operators, you guys know more than I do because you know that a full frame sensor with the
it's almost like on this same token of when all those guys did those comparisons when the Mavic 2 Pros first came out, they were the first 1-inch sensor since the Phantom 4. And I tell you, to date, of all the drones I've owned, my Mavic 2 or my Phantom 4 Pro is the best camera I've had yet. Second would be the Autel Evo, and third would be the Mavic 2 Pro. That's just my opinion.
What did you like about? I know because I've heard you say this before on that original Evo camera. What did you like about that better than the Mavic 2 Pro?
Oh, the colors. Hardly had to do any editing. The dynamic range on that was phenomenal. Yeah, loved it. Those were the two biggest things. Clarity, yeah. But I don't see that same quality in my Mavic 2 Pro. And there's, you know, the Evo had the 1 over 2/3 sensor, and Mavic 2 Pro has the 1-inch sensor. So, you know,
do you attribute that to the bigger pixel size and the fact that we found out that the Mavic 2 Pro was actually line skipping?
Yeah, it was that. I remember that. Who was that one guy that did the big review on it? Oh, I forget. He really questioned. You know, is this a real? Is it using its 1-inch sensor to its true potential or ability of, you know, what's in there? And he truly showed with all the. He was on a couple of live streams. I think he was on Ken Heron's one night, and he showed it, you know, to hundreds of people. You know, yeah. I don't know. Like I said, after reading that article with you, it's got my mind wondering. But again, the final thing to me is, am I paying for what their marketing says? I'm actually paying for what the final quality looks like to me. You know. Matt, I don't think you're going to go wrong buying that. I really don't.
No.
What's going on, Night Train?
Looks like you're heading off to work, Matt.
Yeah, dude. About another another 5 minutes, I think, and I'll have to. I'm dressed now.
I just had my 14-year anniversary yesterday of no work.
The
Did
simple
you?
micro.
Yeah, 'cause I retired back on January the 31st in 2006.
Oh, well done, mate. Well
That's
done.
14 years.
Yeah, that's nice, mate. That's nice. I had a lot of people in the railways when I was there, and they'd retire, and because of the shift work and all that sort of crap, and they say it a lot.
Chris
Hey,
Hope.
mate,
I guess.
they say it a
Well,
lot,
let's hope.
especially with shift work, is that a lot of people don't last past 5 years
Yeah.
after retirement because their body's just been wrecked. But my dad's still going too, and he's been retired 20 odd years now, which is bloody awesome, mate.
Yep. Thanks, Andrew.
Night train. We are going to have to do the TENS unit next week, mate, because I'm not sure if you're aware, but I've got to go in about 5 minutes and supply the country with food. That's how important I am.
All right. Victorian Ariel is actually correct. What I have been calling ohms is actually microns.
Yeah, ohms of power. Yeah.
You see, that is actually a micron size. So it's a pixel size in microns. So they're using a 0.8 micron size versus something like the Evo 2, which is using a 4.63 micron size.
So, Jimmy, if you said that in the first place, we would have all understood you.
Yeah, because it made it all clearer to me.
Took Peter the whole show to come out with one.
I've got no idea what you were talking about, but that sounded impressive.
Hang on. What have we got going on here? Did you get your beard caught in a wood chipper? What happened?
Chris, you trimmed that?
It's gone.
Holy moly! You got it.
About 8 months left me.
Did you have the wife's permission to do that?
No.
He got sick of it tickling his nuts. That's the problem.
That's what it is. Yeah.
You had the best beard on YouTube, man.
You know what? It'll grow back.
That's true.
Yeah.
I'll tell you something. I got a phone call from Santa, and he said, "Can I get hold of Chris Hope? How the hell does he do it?"
Yeah, horse and mane.
Hey, guys, anybody in the chat, if you would love to school me on those microns, I would be more than happy to learn. Because what that Autel is spewing, I think, is a bunch of garbage, and I think that it's a marketing hoax. You can't have a 0.8 micron size pixel sensor and come out with a better picture than a Micro Four Thirds camera or something like that. You just can't.
Well,
Because when it comes down to pixel size and sensor size matters.
Yeah.
Remember that, Adrian.
Hey, Peter.
Yep, certainly does.
But that's what I've said to you. The picture is not good. The picture is crap. And I've said that on several occasions, that punching in on that picture, it's a shit picture. So
I don't know. Ron and I saw one that they show on that page that I showed you that but it specifically says it has to be bright daylight. Perfectly good, right, Ron?
Yeah.
Never take an example from someone selling a product.
Yeah, well, that's true.
Never do that. Look for someone. As I said, I checked out Tom's Tech Time on it because he's usually pretty thorough with his reviews, and he is. And you can also download raw footage from his webpage, which is all good. So you can chuck that into your editor and see how you go with it. So that's what I find too very good about what he does. And as I said, the picture that he did, he punched in on 48 megapixel. It was crap. It was crap. Yeah. But as I said to you, I have no interest in that at all. That's
in
not
photos. You just want to see what it can do video wise.
That's right, mate. And when we're talking bit rates and the higher bit rates and all that sort of stuff, you've got all that speed, the processing speed, the information going in. That's a lot of info, man, and that's a good thing. And from what I saw of his footage, video, it's fantastic. Really.
Was
Hey,
it
Matt,
Yep.
before you leave, Chris, while you're here, August 8th.
Right.
August 8th.
Now, August 8th, are you leaving your house on August 8th?
Yeah, Jim and I will leave that morning early. It's only going to take us about 4 hours to get there.
Right.
We'll be there before lunchtime.
So when would you suggest getting into Denver?
If you got in Friday, the day before.
Okay.
On the
Holy
7th.
moly. Oh.
It's a road trip you'll never forget.
I said, we're going to Sturgis. I'm going,
Oh,
what?
yeah. So if you get into Denver, we spent a day or so down there with everybody coming, and then we're going to Sturgis, baby.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Hey,
all right. All right.
Chris, was there a story to the trimming?
Didn't your beauty girl have an accident with the?
Yeah,
she's
when
like,
she
well,
was-
since I'm
Yeah.
here.
The young lady made a slight error in judgment with the clippers.
Was she texting you or something while she was?
You would.
She
There's no
turned-
way in hell you would allow that.
Oh
There's
no,
way.
no! It was a slight accident. Let's put it that way.
But she cleaned you up, all right.
She
so.
cleaned it up all right. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
fine. It only took about a year to get it that way. So
Only a year, right?
Are
Yeah.
you serious? For real?
yeah, I'd had that beard that long for probably about a year. And I've kept it that length. I've trimmed it up, but it was down to probably about right there. You couldn't see my neckline.
Mm.
But Matt's right. Santa Claus was looking up to you. Now you let him down.
I said,
No,
what do
he-
you want for Christmas, Santa? And he goes, Chris Hope's beard.
Yeah.
Now he sits there with his comb and he's done in a second.
I
Yeah,
don't
he
have-
sort of
I
put
don't have
his
to blow
shoulder
dry
out
it.
the
I don't have to blow
went
dry
all
it
the way
anymore.
through. Whoop.
He just said he doesn't have to blow dry it anymore.
Is it a perm you've got, Chris? Down there?
What?
I must say, Chris looks very very neat and very civilized.
Thank you, Peter.
What are you saying he looked like before?
I was saying, you saying he looked uncivilized?
Yeah.
Now, instead of looking like he's been out to sea for 12 months, it's only a 3-month growth.
Yeah, we'll see what it's like come August.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it. It's only about 12, 14-hour drive for me, so I'll drive up. I'll take a long weekend. I'll probably drive up, be there Friday. So
Straight into Rapid City or Denver?
I'll come into Denver. I won't go on up no further.
Yeah. Then we'll find out. We can get some hotels close together, one hotel, and we got to find out exactly who actually is coming.
I tell you what, this hotel stuff needs to be squared away because I spent $700 on a hotel in Vegas when 2 other people could have been in that room with me. It was a waste of not getting together with other people.
Yeah.
I'm kind of guessing that if you did ask, though, you'd still be on your own, I think.
You're never in the room. You're only in the room to crash. Well, yeah, you're right. When I hang my socks out on the
Your one pair of socks you wash every
Yeah.
day.
and the underwear, you wring out your underwear in the sink.
Yeah,
But it's all wrinkled when you get done with it.
No one sees the wrinkles, mate.
No, but you feel them.
Yeah.
Sort of blends in with the rest of the wrinkles, I'm guessing.
Right.
But yeah, it's
Hey, wait till you get older.
mate, I got them already.
Mm.
That's
Fun.
major.
You
That's
remember
major.
that, Chris? You remember that commercial? Oh, you're not as old. It was today the pits, tomorrow the wrinkles for the prunes.
No, I don't guess I recall it. I know you're a lot older than me. You're what, 50 what, 2?
60.
Oh, you God, yes, you're old.
Thanks,
Yes, he
Chris.
is.
Oh, that's right, because you
Yes,
do
he
darken.
is.
you do darken this and this.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is all
Just for men.
Just for
Chanel number
Just for
9.
him.
No, boys to men. Boys to men.
I actually saw, and I noticed that in that video of you on your side and shit, the top of your hair is a different color to the back,
That was because we used Clairol number 9. Remember?
and a bowl.
You're talking like you really know the freaking name of it. What is wrong?
I showed you the box.
So
You did.
you shop at a female's hair store, like the Chinese little lady hair store, and get a little
Walmart.
colors.
It's on the shelf at Walmart.
Bullshit. You went to the damn Chinese store.
Yeah. See, Chris, you're off the hook now.
Yeah.
Wait. How did
Moved
that
on
happen?
now. Moved on now, mate. You're safe, Chris.
Matt. Hey, Matt.
Yeah, mate.
Do that again. Hold
Have
on.
you got that right? Yeah,
Hey, Matt. Hey, Matt. This is the right way. There you go.
I don't want to ask what he just flicked.
Kind of guessing that, his thumb was somewhere.
How did it taste, sir, Adrian?
God damn it, dude! I've got
Hey,
to roll.
I made it.
roll.
I made it disappear. It really freaking disappeared.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt that. Up to the elbow. All right. Oh dear. Well, what a note to end on.
On that note, yeah.
As he rubbed his belly.
He can do that from the inside. All right. I'm going to. I got to go, guys. I got to do some work, for God's sake. Got to earn some cash. It's been absolutely fantastic catching up, and we did have a very argumentative time and pissed off time with regulations and all sorts of shit. But that's what it's all about. Absolutely fantastic, getting some ideas on what everyone's thinking, because not everyone's quite like me.
That's for sure. That's for
Because
sure.
you're always right, man. You're always right, and Jim is not. Jim,
That's
learn your lesson.
I'm like Jim. I'm always right in my head. Until you read the documents. Anyway, awesome, fellas. Awesome. Looking forward to next week, man. And we'll be able to go for a little bit longer, I think, because there's no way in hell that this stream was going to be over, because we're talking some pretty cool stuff. But anyway, thanks again, guys. Awesome for you to come in and all that. Send all emails out. Thanks to everyone in the chat again. Absolutely fantastic. Andrew, how are you? Shit. Hi. He's been in there for
Peter.
a while. Hello.
Good seeing you, Chris.
Take care.
Yep.
You too, guys.
See you, Chris.
How
I'll
do
be
you?
in touch, buddy.
You bet. Thanks, Matt.
Hey, Chris, you're gonna be doing us in the morning, Chris?
I don't know yet. I'll see what Rodney's got going on.
Okay.
Thomas O'Sullivan's just popped in and we're just going, mate. Normally we'll have another 3 hours and you'll be able to participate. We're actually good to go now.
I, unlike you gentlemen, said hello to him a half hour ago.
What, Thomas?
Yeah, Tomas.
Sorry,
Yeah.
Marky.
Margie.
Good job, Jim. Good job, Maggie.
Margie.
Margie.
Good
Margie.
job.
Yeah,
Maggie.
you see, Matt just said it. Margie.
Yeah, I did. I've been cracking up. I went to speech therapy during the week and I can actually say it now. Hey,
Speech impediment.
check this out, right? I was mucking around with blue screen, right? Just to stuff around last night. Have a look at near my collar.
What blue screen? Green screen, you mean?
Well, blue or green, doesn't matter.
Right.
See through it. See
It's a brick
bricks.
wall.
We can only see your bed behind you.
You can't see that as a brick wall.
I see.
There.
No.
Look at it.
Oh,
What the
on
hell
your
are you
shirt.
talking about?
On your shirt.
It's a brick wall.
Look at the
I
collar
like
of
that.
your
Oh,
shirt.
yeah.
Yeah, that's neat.
That's
Okay.
cool.
It is.
Hey, Jim. Guess what? He did that all by himself. He didn't need your help, Mr. I Know It All.
What the hell are you
Booyah!
talking about?
Booyah! Right in your face.
I always need help. I turn around and I usually ask Kenny at Cardoso Media how to do it.
Rip in, guys. Rip. All right, got to roll.
All right.
Thanks, fellas.
Right.
Thanks very much.
See you guys.
Yeah,
Hey,
we'll
Mike,
rip it
drive
in.
safe, man. Drive
See you,
safe. Be
man.
careful, brother.
I shall do, mate. Good on
See you
you.
later, guys.
All right, night all. G'day all. Hi all.
All
Goodbye
right.
all. Hey, Adrian. Oh, he's gone. Damn. All right, no worries. Thanks very much, everyone, again. And I'll catch you next time, eh? That'll be really good. Next weekend, same bat time, same bat channel. Actually, it might be a bit later. But anyway, cool. Thanks very much. See you later.